Hello there. And welcome to episode... Oh, well, what
18,
episode are we on? 18. 18.
I think.
I was going to ask you that the moment I walked back in. I'm like, what episode are we on? I think we're on 18.
Pretty sure.
Welcome to episode 18. I can't believe we're already on 18.
If it's wrong, then you can laugh at us in the comments.
Of the Holocron-Cast. As always, the Sith Holocron, Daniel. How you doing today, Dan?
How do you do, fellow kids?
How do you do, fellow millennials? And
fellow millennials.
Me, of course, your Jedi Holocron, Tyler. Star Wars, Dan.
Yeah, it's a thing.
We do a Star Wars podcast.
Do we?
I think so.
Wait, I thought this was a Harry Potter podcast.
No, that's the next podcast we're going to do.
Oh, is that... I must have missed the memo. Yeah, there's so many people in our company.
We got to do it in time for the new Fantastic Beasts movie this year.
Is there one coming out this year?
No, I think it's next year. Yes, we are on episode 18.
Okay, good.
I had to verify before we went any further.
I would verify, but I don't want to fuck with things while I'm recording.
Yeah. So, yeah. How you doing, Dan?
Pretty all right.
You all right? How was your week in Star Wars?
Not too...
The fandom. How's the Reddits? Did you read anything? Did you write anything?
Did I write anything Star Wars related?
Play
Yeah.
Star Wars games. What did you do this week, Star Wars?
I wrote a Star Wars fan fiction. No.
It's about how Kylo's gonna come back from the dead and save us all.
Listen here.
Listen here, fellow children.
No. I've just been playing Galaxy. A little bit of Battlefront. That's about it.
Galaxy. Yeah, we should talk about Galaxy more on this podcast.
Galaxy of Heroes. Yeah. We play quite a bit.
Yeah.
Every day.
Both almost at 4.5 mil GP.
Yeah.
We both refuse to get KOTOR characters.
Well, I'm getting Jedi Knight Revan now.
Yeah.
Just because I need an offense team.
And I'm busting my ass to get Rey as soon as possible. The new Rey.
Shocking no one.
No one.
I'm going to work on Kylo.
Yes.
I need more dark. Because I'm dark biased. But I have more light side gear 13s.
Yes. Did you play Battlefront this week?
A little bit. Not like I think I did a couple matches.
I still haven't played as BB-8 and BB-9 yet.
Yeah, they're pretty alright.
Forced camera angles, man, can't do it. No. You wanna know what I did this week in Star Wars, Dan? I built Star Wars Legos.
Yeah, I see it behind you.
Yes. The Kylo and Rey and Starkiller base. It was actually quite fun.
Again, surprising no one that was the one you got.
Dan, in another life, I would just collect Legos.
I used to collect Legos, kind of.
But I had fun building it. It just I was on the floor and my feet kept falling asleep.
See, I didn't ever collect like the Lego sets because my family was not very rich.
Yeah.
But I would find a way using I just had a bunch of generic Legos.
Yeah.
I would find ways to build things that looked like they were from Star Wars. And I would just build them. I wouldn't play with them. I would just build them.
Right.
And I remember I ended up getting the radar dish thing on Hoth?
Mm-hmm.
I built a giant one of those.
Then you dropped it.
No, I built a whole what I thought to be Hoth and then a bunch of random shit.
Yeah.
And then since I didn't actually play with them and just built them, my parents made me take them apart. Because they were crowding the living room.
Did you build the trenches and everything?
No, I didn't have landscape. I didn't have that many white Legos. I did have an ATT, or not an ATT, an ATST. I didn't have enough for an AT-AT, though.
Yeah, that's fair.
Legos are the only toys I actually still have. I never got rid of those. I sold all my old toys when I became a
so you can buy video
13-year-old, yeah.
Because I know you used to sell your old video games, so you buy new video games.
I really wish I didn't sell my Star Wars toys.
Yeah.
I had a lot.
I don't know if I still have my Star Wars toys. I have Star Wars puzzles, a bunch of them from back when I was a kid.
To be fair, all my Star Wars toys were broken from overuse.
Yeah.
I remember I had my favorite one was always I had a giant Millennium Falcon that was dope, and that was falling apart because I used it so much, but I also had Episode 5 Luke with a detachable hand.
That's awesome.
I thought that was so fun, and it had the little cover that you can put over it.
Could you just insert the lightsaber in the hand?
I tried with a couple other toys. I had a Mace Windu toy that had a lightsaber that was the perfect size to fit into Luke's hand hole.
Luke would have looked good with the purple lightsaber.
He would have looked good with a lightsaber hand.
For sure. I'm surprised I haven't done that yet in Star Wars.
Give it time.
Yeah.
I'm surprised there isn't like a pirate with that. That's a very pirate thing.
Right.
Like instead of getting a hook, they just get a lightsaber.
I used to do that exact same thing though. Try to build Star Wars Legos, but with Lincoln Logs.
Nice.
No, I'm just kidding. You remember Lincoln Logs? You ever use Lincoln Logs?
I did for like a week.
Yeah.
I didn't have enough to make anything Star Wars related, so I think I got bored of it pretty quick.
Yeah. See, I used to just, with my Legos, I'd be like, okay, like you said, I just had a bunch of random Legos. I even had the big ones.
Oh, I didn't have
You
those.
see the part in my wall behind you that looks like it's been repaved? No, not there. Shit, it's actually over there.
Oh.
I threw a Lego table leg through the wall when I first moved here. Yeah. But yeah. Legos, man.
Legos. Lego my freaking ego, dude.
No, see, when I used to do with Legos, I didn't do Star Wars. I just built a tower as high as I could with all my Legos.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna build the size skyscraper.
I remember I always made little games of like trying to come up with as many like different types of clone troopers as possible.
With Legos?
Yeah, well, I had a very vivid imagination.
So you just put like a white little piece as that?
No, they didn't have
You
bodies
drew eyes
either.
on
I didn't have many body ones.
Mm-hmm.
They were just like bricks, but I just like gave them personalities and like different weapon sets. I think I had like...
You recorded them in your Google spreadsheet?
No, I wasn't at that phase yet, but I had like 20 different clone trooper ideas.
That's fair, that's fair. You know what?
Yeah. I do know what.
Yeah, I don't know what I was going to say. Speaking of toys that I still have, unrelated. I wish I still had my Anakin and Obi-Wan with like the ropes you could change.
Yeah.
Well, all I have left is wrestling action figures from back in the day.
I remember I had a really sturdy Chewie that was really good as well.
Yeah. Sturdy Chewie.
Sturdy Chewie.
Now you just have a collection of the Chewbacca mom mask.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll soon enough have a monopoly on Chewbacca mom masks.
You know what mask I'm talking about, though, right?
I think so.
Chewbacca mask with the mom who went viral with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If anyone wants one, they have to go through me.
For sure.
If you trace the money back, it all goes back to me.
Fair, that's fair.
But, you know, speaking of Star Wars stuff that we did this week, there is something else that both of us did.
We read some comics.
We did read some comics.
That'll be the hot topic of today's show. Comics.
That'll be the if you see that in the title and are like, what?
What? You guys aren't talking about
No, it's like
the Rise of Skywalker?
No, but
yes, we will.
It's like
that's topic number one.
But, you know, I mean, it's like, you know, what did you do in Star Wars? And neither of us talked about comics, but the title is like comics.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was going to say that for the comics, you know?
Yeah.
You know, I'll sit in Star Wars this weekend.
What?
We bought Star Wars Destiny.
We did.
We haven't played it yet. We're going to be playing it right after this. If it arrives.
Hopefully.
It should be here in the next 2 hours.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so...
That should be fun.
Let's start with the topic we were talking about in the car on the way here. It kind of leads into the comic talk. As of today, Kylo number 3 comes out.
Later today.
We haven't read Kylo 3 yet.
We haven't read Kylo 1 or 2.
We might read that over the course of this next week if we do things right.
Hopefully.
And talk about it next week because you gotta be topical, you know.
Gotta be topical.
And plus I just really want to read them.
Yeah, that too.
But it's funny that Kylo's one of the highest selling comics, period.
Yeah.
Like, issue 3 is already like probably selling out in stores.
I heard that, yeah.
Because I know issue 1 was the highest selling comic sold in 2019. It was out for 2 weeks in 2019. And that just tells you all about Kylo Ren and Ben Solo. So we kind of had this discussion earlier. Let's talk about it on the air.
On air. For the live stream to hear.
Let's talk about Ben Solo and the idea of bringing him back, the pros and cons, and if it was a mistake to kill him.
Oh, well, it was definitely a mistake to kill him.
Yes.
That goes without saying.
Because he's obviously the most interesting, yet likable character from the
sequels, yeah. He has the most of a story to tell.
And plus, you just killed the last Skywalker in a movie called The Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
The doorbell just rang.
That's probably Destiny.
Star Wars Destiny just arrived. Yes.
Do you want me to pause it?
No.
Okay.
I'll get it. My mom will get it when she comes home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but yeah. I wonder if the doorbell picked up.
Maybe.
I hope so. That's comedy right there.
That's comedy.
Because I said so. But yes.
We dictate what comedy is.
Comedy is grand.
Is me.
But yeah. It's I don't get why they killed him. I want to know, like, I don't think it served the story.
Yeah, it really didn't.
Especially the way they kept, like, faking out deaths in that movie. You were never sure, like...
Well, to be fair,
it felt jarring when it happened.
To be fair, Last Jedi also did a lot of fake out deaths.
Did they?
Well, how many were in Rise?
Chewie, Rey, Kylo once. Before they really did it. And then the whole C-3PO thing. It wasn't a death, but it wasn't a death, but
yeah. And then Last Jedi did Leia and Finn.
No, I don't count Finn because we never actually thought Finn was dead.
Well, but it's in a similar vein.
I don't count Finn because...
It's on par with the 3PO.
We didn't go a period of time thinking he was dead.
It's on par with, like, the 3PO thing, I would say.
But to be fair, we never really thought Kylo was dead. We went in the hole because...
Yeah.
But it was like... He could have been.
Really, the main ones are Chewie,
and then... Well, I want to see... You know what I mean, though.
Yeah.
It's just... Yeah. Rey.
It's a weird habit to do, like, that they keep, like...
Well, I don't count Finn in that. Leia
to a certain degree, it's, like, in... But, I mean, it's not to the same level, but it is symptomatic of it.
I guess. I don't see it.
It's a symptom of their weird obsession with fake-out deaths.
No, the problem with... The thing with the Finn thing in The Last Jedi is... That's just one of the weirdest decisions, period. Like, that's just a weird thing to do in a movie.
Yeah. Weird choice.
Yeah. Like, it's, like, wild, the idea that he's sacrificing himself, but the lady's going to almost kill herself and probably kill him to save him. Yeah, it's weird.
A little weird. But then again, no one dies in crashes in Star Wars.
That's fair. We know about that the pilot from Resistance, man. The ex-Empire guy. He's crashing all the time, going down.
Well, also, they said, if you crash, you'll get eaten by the monsters, and then Kaz crashes immediately, and then he just gets pulled up by a rope. What happened to that?
Get eaten by the monsters.
But yeah, like, there's really... I don't see much... There was really no reason to kill him.
Yeah, like, it didn't serve the story.
It didn't
push a narrative. It didn't complete an arc. It didn't...
Like, I guess it's, he finally...
Did the right thing. But, it just seems like... It seems so much of a waste. Yeah. Wasted potential. Especially because there's so much... I want to see him
repent through living.
Yeah, like, deal with what he's done and try to be a better person and still have those doubts that he can... It's kind of like, who's it like? Fuck, there's a character. Shit. It's kind of like Jaime Lannister in a way, where he tries to be good, but he doesn't think he deserves it.
Yeah.
And then he could end up returning.
Yeah.
That struggle. I want to see that struggle.
I always find repenting through life a lot more interesting than just dying and that being your good act, Yeah.
I love how I chose Jaime Lannister for that thing, even though that part of the story where they didn't really show him struggling at life, because that was part of the rush arc.
Yeah.
Season 7 and 8, but you know what I mean? Like, that kind of...
That idea.
The idea of, like, you're not good enough
to be happy.
You don't deserve to be happy after, like...
what you've done.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it just makes for so much more interesting storytelling than just, he did the good thing once, and now it's just all even.
Right? And him seeing where him and Rey's relationship go, and them struggle with, like, that.
And also seeing his, like, how everyone would treat him.
Even, like, how would, like...
Because everyone...
How would Finn and Poe deal with that?
Yeah, everyone hates
Chewie.
him.
You killed Chewie's dad.
Dude, Chewie, that would be...
Or his brother, or his... Well, I don't know how you call it.
Han's like his brother.
Best friend. His fucking dog,
They're basically brothers, Han and Chewie. That would be actually a really powerful scene if it's like Kylo apologizing to Chewie.
He just fucking shoots up the bowcaster.
They both just start, like, bawling.
Yeah.
That would be fucking beautiful, actually. thinking about that.
Like, all, like...
Because, because I'm sure Chewie always seemed more of, like, an uncle to Ben.
Yeah. Because I understand him saving Rey.
Yes.
But I also... Do we have reason to believe that him in that moment saving Rey would cost him his life based on what we've seen with Force healing to this point?
Well, the way that's described is that it's passing life, like Force life. The Force of your life.
Because Rey was dead.
Yeah, which is a lot more of a heal than just healing a wound.
Yeah.
It does make sense, but also, like, it was a new power, so that I feel like they... Then again, that would feel almost more... That would also seem kind of cop-outy as well, if it was just, she died and then he revives her and they're both just there.
Yeah.
She just shouldn't have died.
Yeah.
Just have her be, like, heavily wounded or something.
Yeah, I don't think she needed to die there.
And he heals her, and he gets, like, kind of fucked up because he uses a lot of his energy, but he stays alive.
You know how you fix that, too? Once Palpatine realizes his face is melting, he should probably stop shooting lightning. You know what I mean? At a certain point, you realize you're doing more damage to yourself than you are to her. Like, Palpatine's smarter than that.
Well, also, that was something he did in 3 as well that just seemed to come out of nowhere, like when Windu was blocking it and he just couldn't, like, turn it off.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm sure there is some weird lore explanation for it in 3, and then that same logic could be carried to 9 as to why he doesn't turn it off. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. It does seem weird.
Avoid it all together by having an epic lightsaber battle at the end.
Yeah.
They should have done that with Palpatine. You made him, like, human again, or, like, usable.
Alive.
Yeah, usable.
I know he hated lightsabers, but
him with lightsabers in the Clone Wars was sick.
Yeah. And we know he was super fucking strong with them. That would have been metal.
He would have been really sick. My favorite theory was my Dark Ray theory.
Yeah.
As like a clone, but obviously that didn't happen. That would have been perfect. All that.
Yeah.
I would have loved the Rise of Skywalker, All that happened. That was like 90% of my issues with the movie. Or he used a Snoke to fight. And we see Snoke use lightsabers.
That would be kind of funny.
That would be kind of metal.
He sends like 3 Snokes after him or something.
Do you know what would have been funny? Do you know how those people around Rey with the guns?
Uh-huh.
Or they were just Snokes?
They were just Snokes. He had a whole tube full of them, but I'm guessing he can only control one at a time.
Yeah.
And it probably takes a lot of effort.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's probably why he couldn't heal himself.
That's also probably why what the ring was for.
Did he have a ring?
He had the black ring that he found in Vader's castle. It said so in the Last Jedi Visual Dictionary. And you can see the ring on his finger in Last Jedi.
Snoke.
Yeah, Snoke. I'm guessing that's the whole reason why Palp was even able to control him from that distance.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because otherwise, I don't know how the fuck he would be able to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Then again, he is being kept alive by machinery, so his life force dwindling wouldn't really matter much.
How did Palpatine survive? Should we try to look that up real quick in this book?
Yes, we wanted to do it like 4 podcasts ago.
Does this thing have an index, do you think?
No, but you probably can find a page with a big-ass Palp on it.
I have an index, like a glossary, right here. We want to look for Palpatine, right? Let's see.
Yeah. Because we've been wondering this for a while, and I know it clarifies in the Visual Dictionary. Or maybe not clarify, but maybe it just gives more info. I don't know.
Menace revealed. Do you think that might be it?
Sith Trooper, Sith Jet Trooper. Well, it's around that area, probably. Well, that's the final battle chapter, it says.
But I don't see it.
This is gripping content.
This is gripping content.
Go to around chapter 8 and see.
I'm going to go there and see.
I'm sure there will be a giant picture of Palpatine on the page where it talks about it.
The Death Star ruins.
Ghost of the Past, is that?
Rey's clues. I'm not going to read it out loud. I can't read. Fill the air.
Yeah, we're looking for it. I mean, I'm sure it has something to do with Plagueis, but it would be nice to get some clarification.
It has nothing to do with.
It's one of these fucking pages. Maybe it's before this, because this is talking all about the Final Order.
Yeah.
Basically just the Red First Order.
Maybe
To be
Exegol.
fair, looks pretty cool.
Maybe we should go to the Exegol page.
Maybe?
Who's Agent Kloss again? Agent Kloss?
That's the planet that they're on.
Oh, yeah.
The Resistance base. Battle of Cray. Oh, is that like episode 8 stuff? Oh, the story so
it's
far.
It's like the story so far, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Maybe that's... No.
No.
I'm gonna go to chapter 2.
Yeah.
No.
I know it's somewhere. I've seen people mention that it's somewhere in this book.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of where the fuck is it?
Mustafar right here.
Oh wait, I think I saw a picture of him and he had some lore stuff, the cult guy. I'm not sure if it's the same thing though. Oh, good thing the microphone didn't turn off. I accidentally touched the cord.
Legacy of Mustafa's dark history.
I do find that to be a really interesting plot point, that it's Mustafar that Kylo's on at the beginning.
Yeah.
That just seems so weird to me.
I don't.
Hey, General Hux had a page. That's surprising.
Is this Luke's little thing?
Yeah, the compass he found in Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
Then I'm guessing helped lead to Exegol? Or, like, lead to a Wayfinder, maybe? I don't know. Or no, well, he didn't have a Wayfinder, so... I don't know what the fuck the compass was for. Probably to Octu. Exegol?
I'm thinking it has to be in here.
It has to be somewhere around here.
Knowing us, we're not going to find it.
Yeah, probably not. I know it's somewhere. I'm gonna.
This is gripping content.
It's very gripping content. I'm gonna Google what page it's on.
Yeah, you should.
Well,
in the meantime, I'm going to read the file on Lieutenant Connix.
Okay, you do that.
Kaden Connix has put her past as a mutineer against Vice Admiral Holdo behind her, and still has the trust of Organa. She's been instrumental in setting up the Resistance Agent Kloss operations, becoming good friends with Baymont Kin, which I think is JJ's friend, and Rose Tico in the process. Necessity now often moves her out of control rooms and into combat zones, where she's able to exercise her impressive martial abilities against the First Order. Connix is interesting because I feel like she could be more of a character.
Or a character at all.
No, she is, but like...
Is she?
She's Carrie Fisher's daughter. I think that would be cool if she would have been like a more... But she's a really good actress. If you've ever seen Booksmart, like she literally steals the show in Booksmart. Why is Connix on the Organa page? Wait, what is ASI again? Wait, what is BSI? I'm trying to remember these timeline things. BSI is before
Starkiller Incident.
And then what's ASI then?
After Starkiller Incident.
So weird.
They should have just kept the same fucking calendar we had before. After Battle of Yavin and before Battle of Yavin.
I really like that Leia Force Strings array.
Yeah.
Whoa, these people. Do you think one of these guys is the guy from Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Like, do you know how they have that extra? Who is that famous extra? Star Wars needed a famous extra, you know? I love how they have names for all these fucking clowns.
Oh, who?
Just random rebel people.
Oh, yeah. It's a new Resistance.
If I was one of these guys, I'd be like, look, I'm a Star Wars character. This is all the info you have about me.
It looks like it's somewhere in like the Sith Eternal section is all I could find.
Sith Eternal?
But it from what I read, it doesn't clarify too much.
Wait, I just saw Snoke. No, that's Last Jedi.
Yeah, it's the story so far. It looked like from what I was reading, it looked like it said it was basically just he himself didn't come back. It was the Sith Eternal that did it.
So where's the Sith Eternal?
Probably around Exegol. Maybe it was on the Exegol.
Unaffiliated, maybe?
No, they should be under. Go to Exegol again.
Like, This Exegol?
Yeah, go to the page for Exegol.
Okay, 54, and then if not, 182.
It's a long book, okay? People. From what I was reading online, it looked like it said, like, the cult were people who followed him before, it looked like. Like, before his defeat, and they found, like, the Death Star runes, and...
There's so many of them. No, the unaffiliated.
Oh, that's the... Oh, that might be the page with Dengar on it.
Oh, yeah, let's look at that.
I don't see him. With Dengar in air quotes, I mean. Well, regardless, it looks like it basically just said, like, the Sith Eternal found his body.
Who are the Sith Eternal, though?
They're like a old cult of the Sith.
Yeah.
They've probably been people who have been on Exegol for a long time, if I had to guess, and they probably have been watching, like, the Sith.
Ooh, Johanna's crossbow's got her own 2 pages. That's hot.
That's not a crossbow.
Oh.
Listen, I'm just correcting you so the comments don't.
Okay, fuck it.
It said something about the Sith Eternal found him, they found his corpse, and they're the ones that brought him back.
Hey, yeah.
That was what I read online.
Okay.
It had to do with dark forces and ancient technology.
That some would consider unnatural.
I'm sure Pelagius also, his teachings probably also had a hand in it.
Yeah. I don't know.
So
I want to know more about the Sith Eternal. Because there's like there's a bunch of them, and they all just died.
There's a whole shitload of them.
I don't know, it's weird. Rise of Skywalker's a weird movie, bro.
Yeah, it introduced this cult, and then it just gets killed immediately. It'll be interesting to see future stories, though, of like how the cult was working in the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Between everything, probably.
It'll also be interesting to see future stories about Kylo Ren.
But if I had to guess, the Sith Eternal's probably been around since before Episode 1.
Yeah, they have been around forever.
They've probably been around...
Since the Old Republic.
Well, if I had to guess, they've probably been around since Bane made the Rule of 2. At least.
Yeah.
They've probably been following, like, waiting for the return of the Sith Empire. And once Palpatine died, they took his corpse and were like, hey, you're going to be our leader.
And then we'll make the final order.
Well, though, knowing... He probably knew where Exegol was the whole time, and...
Yeah. I still want to know more about Ilum than anything.
Right?
That's the thing that interests me the most. Like, who started that and why?
Who made Ilum into...
Sith Eternal?
Well, we know Palpatine had to have been the one who started that.
But...
Because that is the most Palpatine thing of all time. Bastardize a whole Jedi planet by making it into a super weapon.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just weird. It's just so weird that it happened so early.
I mean, with how long that thing would have taken to make, though, that kind of makes sense.
Like, no one even noticed, like, through the original trilogy that was going on.
I mean, we see in, like, Rebels and stuff how long it took them to find the fucking Death Star.
Yeah. That's fair.
They never even found it until fucking the Battle of Scarif, where it popped up on them.
But you think that...
The galaxy's a big place.
I wonder if I'd see, like, a story where someone, like, was like, remembered Ilum. It's like, we know there's a temple there, and we should go there, because that's where they built the lightsabers, right?
Yeah.
And, like...
I'm sure it's a matter of just that...
Was someone, like, who was there protecting it and, like, keeping the secrets?
Well, considering...
anyone who tried to come there. And
considering that the Empire was there in Fallen Order...
Yeah.
I'm sure they just killed anyone who came there.
Except Cal.
Except Cal.
Do you know what that means, though? Cal...
He knows about Starkiller Base.
...is a coward. Because he couldn't stop it.
Yeah, fight a whole planet by himself.
He saw it. They were digging trenches. Like, what's going on? He was there.
He's a Padawan.
Cal is an Empire sympathizer.
Hell yeah. He's not, though.
Cal... that makes me like Cal less. You could have done something. You and Marin...
I really doubt he even knew what was actually happening.
Yeah, I know. There was Empire there, though, so he knew something was happening.
Also, to be fair, that almost kind of starts to
Maybe
address...
that's what Fallen Order 2 will be about.
That also does start to kind of address a weird thing. Is this like, oh, they were always looking for kyber crystals, where like, but they're taking them from Jeddah in Rogue One, but like, why didn't they take them from Ilum? Well, they were.
Yeah.
Maybe it's also
maybe it's like in Ilum, the crystals call out to you. And they're probably harder to find.
They're harder to find. Maybe it wasn't being turned into Starkiller Base yet.
Well, the hole was in it.
Yeah, but maybe that was them looking for kyber crystals.
That could be true.
And the plan came later to turn that into a weapon.
Yeah.
I don't know, though.
I
could also see it. That was like a backup. For death. I mean, come on.
It makes sense, though, if Snoke was in control of it, but...
I mean, because, come on, they were building fucking Death Star 2 when Death Star 1 was finished.
Well, yeah, now that they brought Palpatine back, I guess that does make sense, because if Snoke was in control of the First Order and...
He was the one looking over it, so he would know about the plans. Plus, I'm sure there has to be some Imperial record of that thing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure, like how they had all the battle plans on Scarif and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure someone had access to it.
What do you think that's where that record's name was? Like Stardust?
Starkiller. Project Starkiller.
Well, it'd be funny if we go rewatch Rogue One and that's one of the...
Starkiller?
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's people would have pointed that out.
Yeah, I know. Aren't any of the other things they say they're like real things that we should know of?
I think so.
I don't remember which one.
I remember one of them's called Black Saber, and that's like a well-known one.
Does that have to do with the Dark Saber?
I don't think so.
Or does it have to do with Saw Gerrera's sister Steela?
Steela? I don't think so. I don't know though. I know that was and one of them's lightspeed tracking in the Rogue One files.
Which one was that called?
I think they literally just called it. I think they literally just called it lightspeed tracking. Like they were flipping through the files, and Jin was like, "Lightspeed tracking, no."
Stardust.
Yeah, and then they found Stardust.
I like Rogue One.
That was a big revelation people had as well. Like, oh, they were working on lightspeed tracking all the way back here because that's a bitch and a half to do.
Right. It makes sense that Palpatine's tied into all this.
Yes.
But it also doesn't make sense the way they set it up through the sequel trilogy.
No.
Oh, fucking...
If they would have, actually hinted at it in any way, that Palp was back.
It would be cool if they, just remade the sequel trilogy. With all the same character. No, I don't want that.
No.
Just episode 9.
They also wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
They don't remake the...
They're just going to use the World Between Worlds to fix it when they bring Kylo back. Pulling it back around. So, what are your thoughts on the idea of bringing Kylo back then? Pros, cons?
Personally, I really don't like revives.
Yes. But you like Dragon Ball, so.
That's a guilty pleasure, though, because I know Dragon Ball's bad.
But do they have revives in Dragon Ball?
That's why I don't like revives, because of Dragon Ball. That's really what ruined Dragon Ball in the end, is revives.
Here's the thing, though. Revives can be done well if they don't do them often, and they do them well.
That's what I'm worried about, though. It's easy to fuck up. And their track record so far hasn't exactly been the greatest with plot points involving the sequels.
What?
We already know they don't have a fucking plan to begin with.
But their track record's good on revives. It is.
Because there's none?
World Between Worlds.
I still don't consider that really a revive.
Exactly. Though. So if they use that to bring Kylo back.
No, I mean, it's not a revive because Ahsoka was never confirmed dead.
But also she would have died.
But we didn't know that.
Ezra wouldn't have gone and got her.
But we didn't know that.
Yes. We don't know where Kylo went.
We saw him disappear.
But did he go into the Force?
Yes.
Or was he? Maybe he was projecting himself there like Luke.
Force projections can't make physical contact with people. He was holding Rey.
He mastered it like Luke couldn't. No, I think they could do it well though.
But it's so easy to fuck up. And so hard to get right.
But also, like you said, with the track record of the sequel trilogy and plot points, can't get worse.
Yes, it can. Let me introduce you to Luke.
No, that's bringing Ben back between the World Between Worlds is not even close.
No,
to
but I
that.
mean, the plot line can always get worse, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I wish I knew the name of that really bad Legends book. If you know
It's called Billy.
If you know what book I'm about to describe, I'll leave it in the comments. It's the one that it's like the most hated Legends book, and the enemy is a wall of slime with steel plates jammed into it. And it, like, sucks the force out of you, and Luke decided to touch it. I wish with his dick. Is that what you were about to say?
Yeah.
It's widely regarded as, like, the worst Legends book ever.
They must have never seen Resistance.
I don't remember what it's called. No, Resistance is better than that.
I don't know. I just think Ben's like I said, there's so much to explore with him still.
Then they just shouldn't have fucking killed him.
Well, no shit. JJ's an idiot. We've established this. JJ ruined Star Wars and single-handedly brought it back. He brought it back and then fucked it.
I still always say, you know, I mean, I'm sure he didn't have a lot of choices.
Oh, well, he put him on the island.
No, I mean with 9.
Well,
they had him on a tight leash.
Yeah.
After 8, they had him on a tight leash.
I just wish
that Disney wouldn't want everything to be the same and try to placate everyone.
Yeah,
same.
I wish they wouldn't have killed him. I don't get why.
Or if you're gonna kill him, leave him as the villain.
Right. Because then we won't care if he comes back.
Yeah, because then you wouldn't have the interesting prospect of him trying to deal with life after his mistakes.
And also the 5 minutes he was Ben Solo was like perfection.
Yeah.
Like, he nailed it. Because Adam Driver's a god among men.
Yeah, it's weird.
I think the only person that could only person who does Star Wars well these days, Dave Filoni, could bring him back.
Yeah, if they let Filoni write it, I could.
Or if they just go visit him.
Go and visit
Kylo.
Like Force Ghost Kylo?
Well, I think that will happen if they do 10, 11, and 12. But if that, Rey goes back into the World Between Worlds and goes back. What if she goes back in time?
Also,
what if they do that?
I don't like time travel.
Hey, what would you rather do? Have them go to World Between Worlds and pull him out of a certain situation and bring him back? Or Rey just go back in time and jump back into the timeline at Exegol and stop him from dying?
Revive. I'd rather them pull him out.
Yeah.
I hate revives, but I hate time travel even more. Also, though, to be fair, the whole reason why they couldn't revive Kanan was because if they pulled him out, it would get everyone else killed.
Yeah.
So could they really pull Ben out? Otherwise, Rey would die.
I'm sure they figure out something. Before that moment.
Yeah, but that would also still lead to the same situation because he wouldn't be there to help her.
Yeah, but if she's the one pulling him out.
But the way they made it sound in Rebels is that it's one timeline. So if you pull him out, then that causes a chain reaction.
Yeah.
Because it'd be the same situation as Ezra pulling Kanan out. Yeah, you could pull him out earlier, but that would still lead to the same problem. Eventually. Because then they'd, just disappear at one point in time. They pull him...
Well, if you pull him out and then bring him to that moment, and then just change how that moment goes down.
Then how'd you revive Rey then?
No, just don't get to the point where Rey dies. Kill him before they do that thing. Have Kylo just be there and just fucking stab him, and then he becomes all the Sith, and then he's not good anymore.
Oh, no!
There has to be a good way to do it. I don't know. It probably won't happen because Adam Driver probably won't ever come back, but
yeah,
I think there's a way to do it well.
I only trust Filoni with it.
Yeah, I only trust Filoni with Star Wars these days, and Rian Johnson.
And Favreau. Didn't he write Mando?
Yeah. And Taika.
Yeah.
It's just not JJ or Kathleen and Bob Iger. Stop putting your head in everything. You know?
Yeah. They need to butt out of it and let stories be stories.
Speaking of revives, let's go to our major topic of today.
Yes. Comics.
Vader #1, 2020. I don't know what the line's called.
Me neither.
I think it's just Vader 1. I think it's just called Vader, not Darth Vader. Like, I think the last run was called Darth Vader, and then the run before that was called, I don't remember.
You know what would make these easier? Subtitles.
Is it one like Vader, Lord of the Sith?
Yeah, one of them, or I think so. That's the thing also, is that there's a bunch of Legends Vader comics, so I get them mixed up a lot with which ones are canon and which ones aren't.
But Vader #1 ends on a cliffhanger.
Lands on a humdinger.
Before we get to the cliffhanger, what did you think of the comic in general overall?
I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked him tracing the steps of the saga up until that point, because this takes place after 5.
Yeah, right after he's spoilers, obviously, Star Wars podcast. Yeah, it takes place right after him and Luke's confrontation on Bespin,
which is also an underexplored area of time.
Yeah, I think the new Star Wars run is exploring between 5 and 6 now.
Because that's a weird time period, because Han is just trapped in carbonite for that full year.
Yeah. There's probably a lot of stories to be told of them trying to get him out.
Yeah. Trying to infiltrate Jabba's palace.
Hiring Hondo to get in there. Hondo's around, you assume, right?
Probably. He's at fucking Galaxy's Edge, isn't he?
Yep, he's alive.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
His race probably lives a long time.
Yeah, I really liked... Yeah, I liked it too.
I like seeing Vader go to all these places,
I liked him going to Coruscant.
And having the giant Padme head blocking off her.
It's funny that they're the Empire's in control and they're still okay, let's keep this. Because once Padme died, the Empire, the Republic was gone.
It was gone technically before she died.
No one would have been okay, put a nice shrine of her face by her room and that's the Empire doing that.
Yeah. Because Palpatine respected her.
Yeah.
He didn't like her, but he respected her.
The Naboo connection,
Yeah.
It's just what's a city where everybody loves each other no matter what, if they're from that city, I don't know.
I don't know either. But, I'm sure it was Palpatine might have hated her fucking guts and wanted her killed, but a little bit of respect.
Right.
She was able to control Anakin in a way he couldn't.
I like the idea of Vader being afraid too.
Yeah.
Part of the reason he became Vader is because he was always afraid. But once he became Vader,
the fear was
fear was what drove him, and the anger, and then for him to be fuck. He didn't know what to do after that. But did he just realize? And how long did Vader know that Luke was his son? Leading up to that moment.
We see when he learns it in 5.
Exactly.
Palpatine tells him during Empire Strikes Back.
All right, so he's just learned that information. He just fought his son, and maybe he's afraid because one, he has something he's afraid of what he might become because of it.
Yeah.
He has something to live for now, and then what makes it even more interesting with all that too is what happens at the end, which will be what we'll talk about most of the time, but of possibly Padme being alive.
Possibly.
But either way, I think even if it's not her,
it leads to some interesting ideas.
It will make him explore his past a lot more. Yeah. I think it will help lead up to his turn inevitably.
Yes.
And remembering Padme, because I think a lot of the next issue is him just remembering Padme. And going through the moments from the prequels where we know the moments, but we see the moments, but in between those moments that we don't see of him. But yeah. Anything else on the comic before we talk about obviously the Padme thing?
I like how he killed all of those pirates before the Death Troopers could even show up to help him.
I like that he has Death Troopers.
Yeah.
That's cool.
He's Vader.
But he's once Krennic's gone, they're mine.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, also once Tarkin's gone.
Yeah.
Tarkin was the one who controlled the Death Troopers, basically. Mm-hmm. They were part of the Tarkin Initiative.
Yeah.
I mean, after Episode 4, Vader becomes the leader of the military. Before that, he was just he wasn't really part of the military.
He was just he was in a way he was an inquisitor, right? He just
kind of, yeah. He was part of the military because he had the 501st, but he was Krennic, or not Krennic, Tarkin outranked him. But once the Death Star blew up, he got promoted to head of the military. So the only person that outranked Vader was Palp at that point.
Yeah.
So he had all the Death Troopers to himself.
For sure. Yeah, it was a good comic.
Yeah.
I liked also, like I said, yeah, them visiting Tatooine again, him visiting the Lars home. I liked all the flashbacks.
Yeah.
Of him, like, there was one that was really cool. It was, I forgot what it was. I'm gonna pull it up real quick, but it was,
Was it on Tatooine?
It was one of the flashbacks of...
I like how so many of them were episode 2 flashbacks.
Right. Let me pull it up right here. That's not...
A nice thing about having it digital.
Yeah, I could just pull it up. Let me see.
Yeah.
I like the cover art too.
One day I'm gonna buy all of the Vader comics that are canon. But yeah, I like that little droid guy.
What little droid guy?
The one that's following Vader and is just like...
Oh yeah.
Trying to follow protocol, but Vader just keeps like blowing him off.
This one, of when Luke's falling down the thing, but then it turns to Padme.
Is the middle one Shmi? Is it like Luke, then Shmi, then Padme?
Yeah. There was another one too, I think, that might
a lot of interesting visualizations.
Yeah. I like that one too, of him just walking through the flames.
Yeah.
That's fucking metal as hell.
You missed him. What?
That's a cool shot too.
Him just walking away.
With the droid behind him. And then we got Padme's face there.
He just cracks it to get in.
Oh, that was it. Damn, that was quick. Maybe it was one of these ones at the beginning then.
A lot of cool
visuals.
Yeah.
There's Yoda here. Yeah, I think that middle one definitely was Shmi. Maybe the one I was thinking about was the first one here. Well, I think... Nope, that must have been it.
Yeah, I'm not...
Yeah. But I like that one.
Yeah. Also, what does that one say?
This?
What's the name of it?
Dark Heart of the Sith.
Dark Heart of the Sith. And does that
1.
say Darth Vader is the title? Because we said it was just Vader.
Yeah, it's called Darth Vader.
Darth Vader. Okay.
While I'm on here, I can look what the name of the other ones are.
Yeah.
Because...
The other Vaders?
This one was called Darth Vader 2.
Just multiple...
This one's called Vader Dark Lord.
Dark Lord?
Dark Lord of the Sith.
Okay. Darth Vader, Dark Lord of the Sith?
Yeah, that's what this run is called.
We're not very knowledgeable in comics.
Which was the last run. And then let me see what the first one was called. I have the 4th volume.
So it's 3 runs of Vader comics? It's Dark Lord of the Sith, the new one, and then whatever the first one is called?
Yeah. Darth Vader, I think, too. End of Games is the volume. I don't know.
You sound so thrilled.
I don't know. It's just so weird. It's all confusing. But,
yeah, confusing titles. Yeah, excuse me. A really gnarly ass cough.
Gnarly. But yeah, Padme. Let's talk about
Padme.
Do you think she's alive? Do you want her to be alive? And yeah.
I don't think she's alive, but I wouldn't mind if she was. I think it's going to be her handmaiden, one of her lookalikes.
Or like him seeing a ghost, or like it being all in his head.
Oh, yeah, or maybe someone that just, like, maybe sort of resembles her, but he sees it as her.
Yeah. Which obviously she's on the mind right
now. I don't think it's her, but also she does have one of, like, the dumbest deaths possible.
Yeah, it's that weird balancing act, where she has a death that's easily not retconnable.
Yeah.
I don't want to use the word retcon, because...
It's not really a retcon.
Yeah. Like... Because Dying of Sadness is the most bogus shit of all time.
I mean, it's so bogus that most people have their own rationale behind it. Like that her life force was used to save Anakin, basically.
Mm.
That's what a lot of people think of it as, because it's so dumb. And so, like, out of character.
I feel like those are the same people that are going to be mad that they brought her back. Because I don't think fans will be happy if they bring her back.
No, I don't think so either.
Because I don't like the idea of having to bring everybody back. But also, unless you see him die, are they dead?
And also, to be fair, you know...
She was literally, like, in a medical tube.
She was in a medical tube, and it just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, like, why? Like, there's no reason for her to be dead there.
And also, like, you lost the will to live. You got 2 kids.
Right?
The fuck? I get, being heartbroken over Annie, but you got 2 kids.
Yeah.
You just fucking die? Out of sadness, It's weird that they chose, lost the will to live. They could have easily been like, oh, she has an illness.
She had complications during childbirth. She passed.
Yeah. Why does it have to be out of sadness? It just seems so out of character as well.
Yeah. She seems like a fighter.
Yeah, she's a fighter.
I want to read the 2 Padme novels. See if they've set up anything.
Maybe.
Because I really like the idea of her being alive because, like you said, dying sadness is boring. Was boring and dumb
and out of character.
And I honestly think she has more potential.
She got
as a character.
The whole
obviously episode 3 fucked her.
Yeah, episode 3 fucked her because her and Lucas hated each other.
And she's debatably one of the best parts of episode 1 or 2. I forgot which one.
1. I would say.
And she's pretty good in 2.
Yeah, she's pretty good in 2. I like her a lot in 1.
Yeah. I think she's good in the first 2, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I remember I fought for her for 2. She just kept coming up. She just had those moments where she's like just showing up and being an MVP, Just like when she had no reason to do it.
Yeah, it just So in her case, I would absolutely.
Let's pretend she's alive.
Let's say theoretically
she's alive. Where has she been?
Hiding.
Why? Well, not why, because Vader
and Palp. Mostly Palp, I would assume.
What has she been doing though? Obviously, she has a gun. Does that gun have any significance to the one she's holding to Padme?
I don't think so. It's definitely not her, her old blaster.
Oh yeah, it's definitely not that.
I think it's just a normal. It looks like a normal rifle. I think I don't quite recollect what it looked like. But she's likely been hiding out because she knows if anyone finds her, Palp will send assassins so that Vader doesn't know.
Yeah, and it's always that weird thing if she is alive, but Vader found her after 5. What happens to where she's just not seen again?
I mean, she has to be killed in that regard if she's just never seen again.
In the comic?
I'm not saying Vader does it, but someone would have to have killed her. You would have to think, right?
I guess, but
otherwise, wouldn't he tell Luke, hey, your mom's alive?
Yeah. Or, wouldn't she come out of hiding once the Empire died?
Yeah, that too.
And then we have no reason to believe she's part of the New Republic.
No.
That's why it's probably not her.
Yeah.
But I think
there's a lot of implications. Well, it could be her and she ends up getting killed.
If they're going to bring her back in the comic, I don't want her to be killed in the comic. You know what I mean? If it seems like a weird medium to bring her back in.
Well, where else would they...
I want her to be alive and get a Disney Plus show.
But I could also see that being a big
or an animated show.
I could also see it being a big stepping stone for Vader turning though. Palpatine has someone kill her after she's found.
Yeah, I wonder how many issues this new run is.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look that up real quick.
Because assuming if it is her, then obviously that's gonna be the main focus.
Yeah, for the run.
Yeah. I could definitely see it being they bring, she's brought back and she's killed, and that is a big thing that helps Vader turn on Palpy.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, I know he always wanted to overthrow Palpy, and especially after seeing Luke, he really wanted to. But
okay, from what I understand, this is only a 6-issue run.
Yeah, probably the whole thing would be about her then.
Yeah.
If it is her.
Interesting. Unless this is I feel like every comic's a 5 or 6 issue run.
Yeah.
But the last Vader comic was 4 6-issue runs, you know what I mean? They do 6 and they do a volume. Yeah. So I don't know how long this arc and this Vader's gonna last, but at least we know we're gonna get 6 for sure.
Yeah. 6 minimum.
I don't know, man. I don't.
But I don't think it's her.
Probably. I like the idea of being her handmaiden.
Yeah, I think that'd be really cool.
But I think the emotional journey he'll go on because of him thinking it's her. It'd be funny if if it's not her, but she pretends.
She pretends to be her. That would actually be a big mind fuck on him.
Where are they? What planet are they on?
I don't remember.
I can pull it back up.
I don't remember where they went.
Because they were on Tatooine, and then they went to Coruscant, and then I don't remember
and that led them to another planet, but I don't remember the name of it. There's so many planets.
Right.
I know a lot of them off the top of my head, but not all of them. And I don't remember what it looked like, so... Flipping through pages.
Flippity-doo. Coruscant.
Apartment.
Vendaxa.
I think that's a new planet?
Probably. When I saw the Gungan here, I'm like, holy crap, it's Jar Jar.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be the big reveal. Like, oh, it's Jar Jar.
He's clowning it out before he becomes a little clown. Does that look like Padme?
I mean, yes. It does look like her. Looks like she's holding a pulse rifle. Almost.
Yeah. And then, of course, the cover of the next issue is her in
the episode 2 outfit.
Classic garb. Interesting.
Her Geonosian gear.
Mm-hmm. Look, it's young Ben in the Jedi ropes. What a sweet.
Oh, is it like advertising the other comics?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not familiar with the planet, so I'm sure it's just some random backwater planet.
Some backwater Tappa Apple.
Somewhere that the Empire wouldn't look, basically.
Yeah, I'm gonna Google it real quick.
See if it's
known. It looks like this entry is the first entries for the Vader comic.
Yeah, I was gonna say the name doesn't sound familiar. And based on those bug things who were at the door, I'm assuming it's a place we haven't seen before.
Yeah, where they encounter a group seemingly led by Padme Amidala. But right here's another thing. Sometime after the Battle of Crate, the First Order undertook a mission to Vendaxa, having received intel regarding Resistance presence on the world. By order of General Armitage Huck, a group of stormtroopers was gathered to investigate the planet, but Kylo Ren dismissed them, overseeing the mission personally. Accompanied by Hux, Ren found no trace of Resistance. After a brief encounter with an acolyte, the pair left the planet empty-handed. I wonder where that's from.
Probably another comic.
Star Wars Adventures, number 30, Loyalty Test. Yeah. Star Wars Adventures. Yep. The kids comic.
Ah.
Yeah. So nothing.
Nice to see, like, cross, though.
Crosshair maps, crosshair heroes.
It is always kind of weird when it's like, oh, there's this planet and it's in one thing.
Yeah.
It's nice to see them multiple times.
Yeah, like, even if you introduce a new planet, like a movie or something, it should show up, like, in a book somewhere. Really.
Yeah. Well, that's why I like that they did that with Crate.
Where else is Crate?
It was in...
Oh, no, in the Leia book.
Yeah.
That's the base that Bill made.
But we never heard of it before Last Jedi, but it's interesting to see that it was a rebel base.
I want to know more about, like, Oct 2 back in the day.
Old Oct 2?
Yeah.
Or the ancient Jedi world?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
So, and what else on Padme? What else we got? What else obviously, it'd be cool if it was her, but it depends how they do it.
They'd have to do it right.
I don't dislike the idea. I like the idea of her being her handmaid and her, like, faking it.
Yeah. And then as soon as Vader would find out that it's not actually Padme and someone faking it, he would just kill her.
Yeah. Which of his handmaids are still alive?
Oh, fucking
or her handmaids?
She had a whole shitload of them.
There's the Keira Knightley one. I wonder if it's her.
Maybe.
Or, because obviously the one died in episode 2 or 3. I forgot which one.
But I don't think that was the same one from 1. Because also all of her handmaidens obviously weren't her handmaidens much anymore after she was a senator instead of queen.
Yeah.
She only had like 2 or 3 at that point.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited, though, for issue 2.
Yeah, no matter where it goes, it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure that's the point.
Yeah.
1 hour.
Yeah. So, what else you want to talk about? You want to save Anakin and Obi-Wan for next week?
We could.
That way we have something for sure to talk about. Yeah, we'll talk about more comics next week for sure. We got Anakin and Obi-Wan. I think that will actually lead into Clone Wars. Well, Clone Wars talk because Clone Wars is coming back next week.
True.
I'll have a good precursor to it. But the Anakin Palpatine stuff that happens is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about that next week. Let's end it off though.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the visual dictionary real quick.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you want to know in the visual dictionary, Dan?
What
do we want to learn about today?
I wish I knew what page the
Palpatine thing was on.
The Dengar thing was on too.
Let's try to find Dengar. Was he part of the Resistance?
I don't know. I just saw a picture of it on Reddit. Oh, there he is, right there. Rothgar Deng.
Isn't he the bartender?
No, the bartender was John Williams.
Yeah. I remember seeing him at the bar though.
He was probably at the bar.
Okay, let's read this. Anguish Rictus is now permanent.
Anguished. It's his bio that really makes it seem like Dengar.
Okay. Rothgar is an old and experienced Corellian bounty hunter who's likely operating under an alias. He's been subjecting himself to cybernetic replacements in a poorly planned bid to live and work forever. As age began slowing his reflexes and dulling his senses, Rothgar turned to black market surgical clinics to replace damaged or wizened body parts with ones that will give him an advantage in dangerous trade. Poor decision making has led to a ghastly appearance. He looks grody.
He looks grody, and he his leg armor looks just like Dengar's, and his name is literally Rothgar Deng. And Dengar was Corellian, I'm pretty sure. So I'm pretty sure that's Dengar. He got rid of the toilet paper. Instead, he kind of looks like toilet paper.
I don't know if I like that. It's interesting.
Was Dengar much of a character, though?
Yes, he's one of the best bounty hunters, Dan.
His only character trait was flirting with Ventress.
That's hot. I don't know if I like him like that, though. I feel like he's fallen so far.
I mean, I feel like it's very logical for someone like him, because he wasn't very bright.
Yeah. That's interesting as hell.
I like his, do you know what the name of Dengar's ship is?
Slave 2?
The Punishing One.
Why don't we have that galaxy?
I don't know.
Deal with the bounty hunter crew.
Are these all bounty hunters? Yeah, Kajimi City. So yeah, he was in the bar.
Yeah.
So did he die? Do you think he was on Kajimi when it blew up?
Sure.
Do you think he didn't leave? He's a bounty hunter, so he probably could have left.
Yeah, but also look at him. He deserves to be dead. he's lived his life. He got much of a.
He doesn't got much to live for.
Right. This guy looks cool. He's wearing a fur.
I thought he was a Newt Gunray looking guy at first.
Right. This guy kind of looks cool too.
God. He has giant
Wait,
teeth.
He's a bounty hunter? He's a tech for hire.
Another tech, I would assume.
No, let's read about this bounty hunter. He kind of looks cool.
The big ass teeth.
Carib a terrifying bounty hunter. Dis's unsettling countenance?
Let me see.
I don't know how to read, Dan.
Well, I can't read upside down.
Countenance?
Countenance. I can't pronounce words.
Yeah, neither can I. Is the result of his species' odd arrangement of sensory organs. That doesn't look like his eyes.
Well, it probably has to do with the odd arrangement of sensory organs.
All of which are located behind his sharp teeth. Sensory organs are behind his teeth. That's never good. His eyes...
Both his nose and his eyes are back there?
Really more photosensitive orbs. And ears. Vibrating cilia. I don't know. And smell receptors. Like an... Yeah, I can't read, Dan. These Star Wars words are whack. Yeah, this isn't anything interesting about him. It just explains why he looks the way he does.
Because he kind of looks like a freak.
Yeah. Wait, that Dengar. Rothgar Deng.
He chose a really interesting alias.
Who would have put it 2 and 2 together?
Right. I saw a post about that on Reddit.
Yeah.
Thought it was interesting.
Yeah. Well, that's it for this week, Dan.
Yeah.
Is Padme alive? Tell us what you think in the comments.
probably by the time you see this, that issue will already be out, so you'll know the answer.
How much you won't be out for like another month or two?
Yeah, but we don't have anyone that watches this.
Yeah, it's true. Come back for the next one to figure out where he's at. Next week, we'll be talking about Anakin and Obi-Wan and whatever's going on in Star Wars news. Probably some more Clone Wars hype,
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Follow us on Twitter. Like, subscribe. Hope you enjoy. Tell us what you want to talk about. Leave comments. Use questions. And we'll see y'all next week. Bye-bye.
Rothgar.